We begin tonight with breaking news out of Connecticut as a Chicopee police officer dies in a motorcycle accident on I-91 in East Windsor. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this Tuesday. For Western Mass News at 6, I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis joins us now live in Chicopee with the very latest information. Leon?
Chris, Chicopee police say this accident happened while Angela Santiago was off duty. Now, Santiago was a school resource officer for Chicopee High School. She was assigned to the school back in February. She was hired by the department back in 2014. Officials say she served 8 years in the U.S. Army and was a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Today, during a mayor's briefing, Police Chief William Jebb had a moment of silence for Santiago.
Before I start, I just want to take a moment, and it's kind of with a heavy heart that I stand before you after just learning that one of my officers was just killed in a motorcycle accident in East Windsor, Connecticut a few hours ago. So as we deal with the loss of her, I stand before you and I ask for a moment of silence in memory of Angela Santiago.
The police chief tells me that Santiago's family has been notified. We'll have more about her tonight at 11. Live in Chicopee, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
Leon, thank you for that live report. Time now for a story you'll see only here on Western Mass News. Today marks the first day family members are able to visit their loved ones at the Holyoke Soldiers Home. Since the deadly COVID-19 outbreak first began back in March, visitors haven't been allowed at that facility. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us now live with one family story. Audrey?
Chris, 76 residents who passed away at the home tested positive for COVID-19, and we're now learning that 2 residents who had recovered from the virus have died as well. Many others contracted the virus and lived, and for those like Arthur, they had to fight that fight alone until today.
It's been 3.5 months since we were able to visit, so it's been really good to see him in person.
91 years of age and a Navy veteran, Arthur is no stranger to a challenge.
He was involved in Operation Sandstone, which was in the South Pacific.
He's also raised a family and survived cancer. When Arthur's daughters heard COVID-19 had broken out at the Holyoke Soldiers Home, at first they thought their father had dodged the virus.
Originally he tested negative, so we thought, good, maybe we're going to get through this.
But around Easter, the family learned Arthur had gotten sick, and a new test revealed he was COVID positive. Gearing up for a battle they knew he'd have to fight alone, as visitors were barred from the facility.
He had a real rough week that we weren't sure how it was going to go.
But like other challenges in his life,
so now he survived this, he's tough.
Arthur came out on the other side. His family tells Western Mass News the latest test results show he's recovered.
To see him and see his eyes smile and laugh.
Tuesday is the first day socially distant outdoor visitors are allowed since the beginning of the outbreak, and visits are only 30 minutes long. While Arthur's daughters enjoyed seeing him again, they say the fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet.
It'd be a true victory when we can actually hug him and kiss him again.
The family credits the home's support staff with Arthur's recovery, saying that they helped him with FaceTime and read letters aloud during his illness. Live in Holyoke, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thank you for that live report. And here's a look at today's numbers of COVID-19 cases. So far, the state reporting 101,474 confirmed cases. That's up 140 since yesterday. Officials say there are now 4,411 probable cases. That's up 55 from yesterday. And there are now 105,885 total cases in our state. There are 18 more confirmed deaths today, bringing that total to 7,508. Deaths among probable cases remain at 157. The statewide death toll now stands at 7,665. And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it continues to develop, you can always log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app. Following national protests in the wake of George Floyd's death, President Donald Trump today signed an executive order on policing, letting the country know their voices have been heard. Western Mass News reporter Sarah Granelli spoke with a local community activist about whether this is a step in the right direction. She joins us now live in Springfield with the latest. Sarah.
Chris, the community activist I spoke with saying the president signing this executive order means he understands that there's racial injustice in this country. President Donald Trump putting pen to paper Tuesday, signing an executive order on policing practices. This is in response to recent protests across the nation sparked by the officer-involved death of George Floyd.
We take historic action to deliver a future of safety and security for Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Under the order, chokeholds will be banned unless an officer's life is at risk. Also, a database will be established to keep track of officers with excessive use of force complaints on their records. Western Mass News spoke with a community organizer, Terrence Mack, who says this is a step in the right direction. But he believes this database should be available for the public to see.
This tracking system that they're talking about should be made known to the public. So we know how to this officer, that officer, etc., and be aware of the law enforcement officials that are patrolling our neighborhoods.
The president also says a financial incentive will be given to police departments that set up co-responder programs where social workers join the police on nonviolent calls. That includes cases of mental health, addiction, and homelessness. That's something Max says could have saved Rashard Brooks' life, the black man in Georgia who was shot in the back by a white officer, when police say he resisted arrest for failing a sobriety test over the weekend.
That situation could have been handled in so many different ways other than resulting in getting shot 2 times in the back. Or again, like this executive order will enact, could have called a mental health professional to step on the scene and remove him from that situation.
Locally, Max says he's focusing his energy not on what leaders can do for the community, but what the community can do for itself.
Right now, me and a team of educators, we're working on putting together a workshop that educates young adults on their rights, on emergency protocols for when encountering law enforcement, educating them on police brutality, educating them on.
And Mac is looking for educated volunteers to help in his program. If you're interested in helping, you can find his contact on our website. That's westernmassnews.com. Live in Springfield, Sarah Granelli, Western Mass News.
Well, it's been a really nice afternoon. We're still holding on to some blue clouds, although starting to see a couple cirrus clouds mixing in, kind of veiling our sun right now. But we are expecting that sun to continue. We're now in the upper 70s. Look at Northampton at 82, 84 in Greenfield, and 80 degrees in Charlemont. Everyone basking in the sunshine this evening, and we're back to the sunshine for tomorrow. And our dew points are on the low side, so it's likely that we fall to the upper 40s and low 50s for overnight lows. We typically fall to about the dew point level for our morning lows. Our satellite and radar is dry and even expanding the view. You'd be hard pressed to find any sort of clouds across southern New England. It's just been one of those beautiful days that we cherish this time of year. Our futurecast suggesting no clouds in the forecast for tomorrow morning, waking up with that sunshine, and we're ending the day with abundant sunshine. Now, we will get a couple of clouds mixing in very early, about daybreak Thursday. But beyond that, we're back to the sunshine for Thursday afternoon. Now, the thing is, we are going to be stair-stepping our way up into the upper 80s by Thursday, but we're having a cool start for tomorrow, back into the upper 40s and low 50s. Tomorrow, returning into the middle 80s, mostly sunny and warm, and we only get warmer from here on out. We'll show you that full forecast, Chris, coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Jacob, thank you for that. New at 6, lawyers for the West Springfield man now charged in a New Hampshire crash that killed 7 motorcyclists have filed multiple objections in court. Lawyers for Vladimir Zakovsky are objecting to 3 different motions filed by the state. Each of them address Zakovsky's past, including use of drugs. The lawyers assert that the state is using these motions to prove the character of their client, which isn't allowed. It was nearly 1 year ago when the now 24-year-old's truck crashed into a group of motorcyclists. He faces 7 counts of negligent homicide. Holyoke police have arrested 25-year-old Leonard Jackson. He's charged with possession of a large capacity firearm and for discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a building. It stems from reports of shots fired around 8:30 Monday night near Essex and Locust Streets, which included a chase involving 2 cars. Officers located Jackson, and a follow-up search led to numerous pieces of evidence that includes shell casings and an AK-47 assault-style rifle with a 30-round magazine. That investigation is now ongoing.
After 30 years of service, the fire chief in East Hampton is retiring. I'm Sabrina Riley, and coming up, we'll take a look at his career as well as what's next for the department.
Plus, with warm temperatures now in full swing and only getting warmer, Western Mass News spoke to a local doctor on what you need to know about pool safety. We'll be right back.